Elon Musk was once a favorite in Silicon Valley, celebrated as a visionary entrepreneur pushing the limits of technology. But now, he finds himself in the crosshairs of the political left. What changed? Why has he become one of the most controversial figures in modern politics? Let's find out. The answer starts with something deeply personal, not a business decision, not a political statement, but a moment that shook him as a father. For years, Musk kept his personal life relatively private. That changed when one of his children, Xavier Musk, publicly transitioned and renounced any connection to him. This wasn't just a personal loss, it became a moment of reckoning. Musk began questioning how modern social and political ideologies were influencing young minds. He spoke out against what he called the woke mind virus, describing it as a force that was hijacking institutions, media, and even personal relationships. This wasn't just about his child. It was about a larger cultural shift that he believed was spiraling out of control. That was the beginning. But the real shift came when he began openly challenging the political establishment. Musk had never been particularly political. He donated to both parties and largely focused on his companies, Tesla, SpaceX, and Neuralink. But his tolerance for the Democratic Party began to erode when he saw their stance on censorship and free speech. He watched as social media platforms cracked down on dissenting voices, labeling opposing opinions as misinformation. He saw news outlets aggressively push political narratives while silencing alternative viewpoints. This wasn't the party of free thought he once supported. Then, he made a move that sent shockwaves through the establishment. He bought Twitter. Overnight, the platform that had once been a stronghold for left-leaning narratives was under the control of a man who promised to restore free speech. The backlash was immediate. Politicians, media figures, and activists turned on him. He was accused of spreading hate speech, enabling extremism, and even undermining democracy. But he didn't back down. As the rift between Musk and the left widened, he started speaking out on another hot-button issue: illegal immigration. He criticized the Democratic Party's policies, arguing that unchecked migration was creating national security risks and economic strain. Unlike many billionaires who stayed quiet on political issues, Musk personally visited the border, drawing attention to problems that mainstream media often ignored. By this point, he was no longer just a businessman. He was now a political figure, and soon he was aligning himself with Republican leaders, including Donald Trump. Once a critic of Trump, Musk began openly supporting conservative policies, calling for an end to progressive dominance in media, government, and education. When Donald Trump was shot at a rally in Pennsylvania, the nation was stunned. For Elon Musk, this was more than just a shocking attack. It was the moment that pushed him fully into Trump's corner. Musk had long been critical of the left's growing radicalism, but this event cemented his belief that the political establishment was spiraling out of control. In the days that followed, Musk didn't just endorse Trump, he backed him with serious financial firepower. Reports estimate that Musk poured at least $250 million into Trump's campaign, funding ads, social media outreach, and legal defenses against political attacks. What started as ideological frustration turned into full-scale support. Musk wasn't just backing a candidate, he was launching a war against the system he believed had gone too far. For the Democratic Party, this was a nightmare scenario. A man with unlimited resources, a massive social media platform, and a rebellious streak was now pushing against their agenda. When Donald Trump returned to the White House, he had one mission: to take on the deep-rooted corruption, waste, and inefficiency that had plagued the U.S. government for decades. But this time, he wasn't doing it alone. In a move that shocked Washington, he tapped none other than Elon Musk to lead the charge. Musk, already a vocal critic of government bureaucracy, was appointed to head the newly created Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, an agency designed to expose and eliminate fraud, waste, and abuse within federal programs. The acronym itself was no accident, a nod to Musk's favorite meme cryptocurrency, Dogecoin, symbolizing a shakeup of the status quo. But what Musk uncovered in the months that followed would send shockwaves through the system. Frustrated by bloated agencies and reckless spending, Trump had long wanted to create a watchdog department with real teeth. Previous administrations had oversight offices, but they were riddled with the very inefficiencies they were supposed to prevent. That's where Musk came in. Unlike career politicians, Musk approached problems like an engineer, analyzing systems, identifying weak points, and ruthlessly optimizing. Under his leadership, DOGE was given full access to government contracts, budget allocations, and spending reports. The goal was simple: find where taxpayer dollars were being wasted and cut the fat. And the findings were staggering. One of Musk's first targets was USAID, United States Agency for International Development, an organization tasked with providing humanitarian aid and development development assistance worldwide. On paper, its mission sounded noble. In reality, it had become a money pit of fraud, backdoor deals, and absurd spending. Musk's team discovered that billions of dollars were being funneled through NGOs and questionable projects, often with little to no oversight. Among the most shocking revelations, $500 million spent on solar panels for villages that lacked electrical infrastructure to even use them. Tens of millions paid to contractors that didn't exist. Their offices nothing more than empty buildings. Educational programs that cost hundreds of millions but had no measurable impact, with funds mysteriously vanishing into bureaucratic black holes. A $250 million initiative to promote gender studies in countries where women were still denied basic rights. An effort that Musk criticized as performative activism with zero real-world results. Musk didn't hold back. He took to X, formerly Twitter, exposing these scandals in real time. His posts went viral, igniting public outrage and forcing the government to finally answer for decades of unchecked spending. Next was the Pentagon's black hole, where defense spending went absolutely wild. Another major discovery was at the Pentagon, where Musk's team uncovered trillions in unaccounted funds. The Department of Defense had long been notorious for failing audits, but Musk's DOGE task force found entire defense contracts that had no clear purpose. Projects approved for billions of dollars that had no oversight, no deliverables, and no results. Among the most egregious examples, a $1.2 billion contract for AI-powered battlefield surveillance that was never built. A $900 million deal for a fighter jet software update that never happened. Warehouses full of military equipment that had been paid for but never delivered, raising questions about whether the money had been laundered through shell companies. Musk's solution? Full transparency. He demanded that every government contract be publicly accessible and subjected to independent audits. The pushback was immediate. Bureaucrats, lobbyists, and career politicians fought tooth and nail to keep the status quo intact. But Musk had something they didn't: public support. But why are Democrat political elites in full panic mode? Do they have something to hide? They claim this is about protecting Americans' sensitive data, like Social Security. But let's be real. Musk's leadership in AI, cybersecurity, and space technology makes him uniquely qualified to enhance national security. His access to sensitive data could help modernize government systems, reduce waste, and combat inefficiencies. Under the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, Musk is tasked with auditing agencies like the Department of Education and the Pentagon, ensuring transparency and accountability. The pushback from Democrat elites stems from political resistance, not national interest. If private contractors and bureaucrats handle classified data, why not a proven innovator committed to strengthening America's future? Restricting Musk's access only protects the inefficiencies and corruption he aims to eliminate. As Elon Musk continues to expose the deep-rooted corruption in the system, despite resistance, threats, and the doxing of the DOGE team, the revelations emerging are unlike anything Washington has ever seen. As Musk uncovers scandal after scandal, the backlash intensifies. Media outlets, once neutral toward Musk, have begun attacking him relentlessly. Career politicians accuse him of politicizing government functions, while entrenched agencies attempt to block his access to critical records. But Musk, true to form, didn't back down. He ramped up his investigations, calling for criminal prosecutions against those responsible for massive fraud and abuse. He even hinted at launching an independent financial auditing AI, using technology from X and Tesla to track every dollar spent by the federal government. Together, Trump and Musk turned DOGE into a political revolution. A department that started as a joke, named after a meme coin, was now exposing the deepest layers of corruption in the U.S. government. What happens next? With Musk leading the charge and Trump backing him at every turn, the fight against waste, fraud, and abuse has only just begun. The revelations from DOGE are still unfolding, and Washington is scrambling to contain the fallout. But one thing is clear: the days of unchecked government spending are coming to an end. If you found this breakdown insightful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. There's much more to uncover, and we're just getting started.